This fragrance right here smells just like God of Fire at a fraction of the price. What's good, guys? Hunter here and welcome back to Fragrance Hunter. Hope you're all doing good. Today we are reviewing one of the newest fragrances from Zimaya called Siada Regal, which came out with a duo release called Regal, and then they also launched Nova, which I'll probably review sometime very soon. But today is all about this one. And guys, if you're a fan of God of Fire, which unfortunately I don't own, I don't even think I've ever smelled it, and whoa, why haven't you guys told me that this scent profile is out of this world? Because I'm literally so impressed with the way this scent profile is, especially if it's anything like Regal, guys, because this right here is incredible. For all my other like sweet, fruity fragrance lovers out there, you're gonna love this. And if you are familiar with Zimaya, they are sister companies to Alpham, which of course you probably have heard of if you're somewhat in the fragrance game at all. One of the best kind of cologne inspired by houses out there, and Zimaya has been pumping out some bangers as well as of lately, guys. I've been so impressed with Zimaya right now. Now I do want to shout out Zimaya for sending this over for review. Of course, you know me, I'll keep it honest. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. Plus, I hooked you guys up with a discount code. You can use code HUNTER15 on the Zimaya website, which I believe is the only place you'll be able to find this at as of now. So let's run down some information. Now, Siada Regal was of course launched in 2025. It just dropped hot off the shelves at the time of this recording. For the retail price on the only size this comes in, which is the 100 ml, is gonna run you $45. At retail, you can still use my code to save 15% off of that, which will make it under 40 bucks. And like I said, guys, you're getting one incredible fragrance at that price, I promise you. And for the concentration, this is going to be an eau de parfum, so you're probably getting around 20% oils, which is always very good. And the perfumer is Imran Fazlani, which I hope I'm pronouncing right, but I believe this guy has made so many fragrances for like Afnan, Zimaya, like all the sister companies as well. So he's almost like, seems like the in-house perfumer, and he knows what he's doing if he's making stuff like this, no doubt. But with all the information out of the way, guys, let's go ahead and look at the packaging and presentation you get with the brand new Siada Regal now. All right, take a look at the box. You already know Zimaya does not mess around with the packaging. Of course, you got this beautiful sturdy box in this kind of teal color. You have this gold plaque on the front in Arabic, Siada Regal, Zimaya in the bottom. On the back, you got your barcode, information, and badge code to authenticate your product and see when it was produced. Nothing up top, and your bottle is housed right there, as you guys can see. Beautiful box presentation. It seems like it would be niche quality and like a $500 box presentation. But looking at the bottle as well, guys, very Regal, just like the name says. Of course, this beautiful gold, kind of tealish green colored glass bottle, which looks excellent. You got your sticker on the bottom with your batch code. Gold heavy cap up top with the Zimaya logo. Yeah, pretty heavy. Nothing on top of the atomizer, and it does hold in by friction very securely. And guys, this bottle is so hefty, almost feels like a PDM bottle. In the top, you got that mango, red berries, ginger, and bergamot. In mid, you got pink pepper, cumin, which is tonka bean, cedarwood, more red berries, and jasmine. And the base, you got that cedarwood, musk, vetiver, amber, and oak moss. This is classified as a fruity tropical. So let's spray this and test out these atomizers. Honestly, not the best atomizer. It's not pressurized, and it also doesn't shoot out that much juice, but hey, that's not the biggest deal, right? So let me put that to the side right there. And of course, remind myself of the brand new Siada Regal, and I'll let you do the first sniff. I swear, if this is anything like God of Fire, I've been missing out for so many years, because the opening of this is so mouthwatering, so tropical, so fruity, because you're gonna get a burst of this mango, guys. Like a juicy mango you're actually biting into. That's the vibe it's giving off. Very, very good. And also the mango in the opening almost gives off this kind of tropical candied feel. It gives off a very sweet, fruity, candied-like opening, with of course some of those red berries as well, just to make a more fruity opening. But you also do get this ginger. Now the ginger in the opening isn't so much of like a spicy ginger, it's more of like the zesty, kind of uplifting, sparkling side of ginger, and I love it. And to be honest, I'm not usually the biggest fan of like overly sweet, fruity fragrances. Think of something like Xerjoff's Herba Pura. I'm not a fan of that fragrance like at all. But whoa, guys, if this is like God of Fire, this has got to be one of the best fruity DNAs on the entire market right now. And you heard that coming from me, guys. I'm so impressed with the opening. So even if you're not a fan of overly sweet, fruity fragrances, I think you still have to give this one a shot. Now, as we start making our way into the mid, it starts to become a little bit more spicy, but not like overly spicy. You are going to get that pink pepper just to balance it out, to have a little bit more character, a little bit more depth going on. But you also do have that gourmand cumin note, which is tonka beans as well, which I believe God of Fire also has some tonka beans in the mid, like a good dose of it from what I hear and from when I look at the note breakdowns. But believe me, once the pink pepper and the tonka beans start coming through, you're still getting the mango, red berries, and ginger. That stuff lasts a pretty long time, which is great because that's probably my favorite part about the entire DNA. And then finally in the base, you are just pretty much gonna be left with this clean white musk, this very woody kind of cedarwood base, and a little bit of amber. Actually, the amber is probably the star of the show in the base of Regal. Now, there is a note missing out of Regal that you find in God of Fire, and that's actually the oud. I'm not sure how the oud comes across in God of Fire, if it's even there, if it's strong, if it's funky, barnyardy, or what, but the oud is completely gone out of this one, guys, and I think a lot of people might actually prefer that from what I read online. So if you were a fan of God of Fire, didn't really like the oudy base that it kind of gave off from what I hear, I don't know because I haven't smelled it, but if that's you, you got to check out this, guys. This is primarily fruity, a little bit spicy, tropical, and musky with a little bit of amber. There's no funky oud going on in this whatsoever, and that's coming from somebody that's a huge oud lover, and I don't even think that it would really work in this scent profile, guys. Because even though I love oud, it's probably one of my favorite notes, it doesn't have to be in everything, of course. So God of Fire lovers with Siada Regal for under $40 is pretty much a no-brainer, and even if you don't like God of Fire, still I think you should check it out. So for the best seasons to rock Siada Regal, guys, I'll primarily probably only wear this one in the spring and summer, which is so unfortunate because we just recently got into fall. As you can see right outside my window, it's a very gloomy, cloudy, rainy day. And yeah, guys, this is primarily going to be spring and summer just because of the fruity tropicalness in here. You could possibly wear it like all 4 seasons if you absolutely love the DNA. I probably will reach for this one still in the fall time, but that doesn't take away from this being primarily a spring and summer targeted fragrance, which I think it works the best in. And for occasion, Siada Regal gives off a very casual, kind of easygoing, go with the flow kind of vibe, guys. Not really sophisticated, formal, or elegant or anything like that because it's so fruity and tropical. Just the kind of fragrance, if I want to smell fruity for the day, I spray this one on and I know I'm going to be good to go. If I'm just kind of running errands, getting some work done, things of that nature, if you know what I mean. You could also probably wear it to work. It's not inoffensive. It smells absolutely outstanding and will probably get you a ton of compliments. Just for me, guys, it doesn't really suit a more formal attire situation rather than like casual. If I'm just wearing like jeans, a hoodie like I got on right now, something like that is the vibe I smell this one best fitting. And for gender, this is of course going to be a strictly unisex fragrance, both masculine and feminine. There's nothing that leans towards one side or the other with it. Of course, being ultra fruity, tropical, and kind of playful, it could lean feminine, but there's something about this that I think shines great on a guy like myself. Yeah, for me, I have no problem wearing this one at all. It's not floral or anything like that. So yeah, unisex right down the middle. So if you're a man watching this, you're a woman watching this one, this is gonna be for you, especially if you want one of the best tropical fruity fragrances I've smelled in a long time. And for age groups, I will categorize Siada Regal a little bit more on the youthful side of things rather than mature because it is outgoing, it's very playful, fun. It has that kind of set nature to it. So I would probably say anybody like 30 and under absolutely enjoying this one the best. Doesn't mean if you're like 30s, 40s and up, you can't rock it. Of course you can. I'm not saying you can't, but in my head, it definitely does have a more fun, youthful nature to it rather than mature without a doubt. Like somebody in the late teens, early 20s, mid 20s, out partying, things like that is who I picture rocking into this one the absolute best. So that's coming from somebody in their late 20s now. Doesn't mean once I hit 30, I got to put this away, of course. Don't go typing away all mad that I said that this is a more youthful fragrance because it is at the end of the day. So wrapping the review off, talking on the performance you're gonna get from this fragrance, guys. Now it is an EDP concentration from my testings. The last couple times I've worn this one, and I've worn this one quite a bit since getting it, which wasn't that long ago. Because honestly, between me and you, I've kind of been addicted to this scent profile, guys. That's why I said I can't believe you guys didn't tell me how good the God of Fire DNA was. However, on skin, I got around 10 hours of longevity from it. Being an EDP, that's very good, above average performance for the concentration, no complaints at all. And if you apply your clothes, you'll get over 12 hours easily. So do a mixture of both and you'll get the best of both worlds. And for projection, I actually got pretty loud projection from it as well. I don't know if that's because I oversprayed this one. I did spray this one a lot the last time I wore it, and I was so amazed by how well it was pushing off of my skin and clothes throughout the entire day. And that's what's usually good about these very fruity tropical style fragrances. They usually project very heavy. And this one's the same ordeal. Basically a room filling projecting fragrance that will last you around 10 hours, which is completely above average. This stuff is not weak at all. And these Middle Eastern brands know exactly what they're doing when it comes to performance. Plus, the longer these things sit, mature, and macerate on like your shelf, the longer they will last and project and perform even better as they age. That's kind of like a thing that we all know about when it comes to Middle Eastern brands. So who knows, maybe after a few months of sitting, this thing will last over 12 hours. And at this rate, I kind of expect it to. I don't know how it compares to the God of Fire performance, of course, never tested it like I said. If any of you guys know if God of Fire is a beast, then let me know down below, because this one absolutely is as well. So that's gonna do it for my review of the brand new Zimaya Siada Regal. I will be reviewing Nova sometime soon as well. I'm pretty hyped about that one as well, but I wanted to get this one out, guys, because I've been addicted to it. And I hope you guys are able to get your nose on this as well. But besides that, leave a like on the video, subscribe below if you haven't already, because what are you doing? I got you with daily fragrance content. Of course, I'll see all of you back here tomorrow. Take care, everybody.